COPD being on the rise?
Air provides oxygen to sustain life. Breath. But what happens when her cough won't go away? He's short of breath. And over time, it gets worse and worse. And every 4 minutes, someone takes their last breath. COPD. Know your risks. Get screened today.
And hopefully we've hammered this home on the show. COPD, also known as emphysema, it's chronic inflammation of your airways. Once you develop COPD, you can't reverse it. And that's why we're preaching this message. And the number of people dying from COPD is on the rise.
Yeah, actually, of the 3 leading causes of death, cancer and heart disease, the other 2, they're actually declining, whereas COPD is actually increasing. And COPD is the 3rd leading cause of death. 3rd leading cause.
So know those 4 letters. The National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute estimates 12 million adults have COPD. Maybe another 12 million are undiagnosed in the process of developing COPD, because this is an illness that is progressive. It just gets worse and worse. And as we know, smoking is pretty much the primary cause of COPD. But we're talking about this today because if you're a smoker, look, you've got to quit now before the damage is done. But other things, certainly exposure to air pollutants, asthma, workplace, there are genetic factors that can put people at potential risk for COPD. So why would you need to worry, or what are some red flags? Well, I'm going to show you a few red flags to look out for. If you're chronically short of breath, have a chronic cough, wheezing with chest tightness, and this is all happening over the age of 35, or even if you smoked just 100 cigarettes in your life, you need to pay attention. In fact, I urge you to go to our website. There's a 5-question screener so you can find out if you're at risk. Because what happens with COPD is, and I see it in the ER, and it's really hard for me to walk into a patient's room. I can tell before I go through the doorway if you're a smoker, and sometimes I can even hear your wheezing 2 steps in the door, and I know right then and there you've already started to develop COPD. That's why it's so crucial to pay attention to this before it's too late.
Yeah, when you hear some of those smokers and you hear them, and you can just hear, you know what's going on, in their lungs. It's awful.
It's a really difficult illness to deal with.